Hello, Pally.
Today is March 13th, 2019.
InFocus starts right now.
Please, Pally.
Pally Cheer is holding open tryouts. We will tell you when and where.
A popular jet is grounded for now. We'll have the details.
And we will take a look at a club
Pally's
that supports
mission
inclusion
statement
on
states
campus.
to affirm the potential
All
of
that
every
more is
student
coming
in
up on
an
today's show.
Welcome to InFocus. I'm Derek Dong.
And I'm Jason Goldie.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Last week, Pally Theater put on its first two performances of the spring musical Guys and Dolls. For any who haven't had the chance yet, remaining performance dates are March 15th and 16th at 7:30 p.m., as well as matinees March 14th at 4:30 p.m. and March 17th at 2 p.m. Attention college-bound young women. If you are considering a school with a Greek system and have questions, concerns, or want information on sororities, you are invited to have tea and learn more. Kindly RSVP by March 20 to lynnhyattbrown@yahoo.com.
For any interested in being a sister city ambassador for the city of Palo Alto, have an opportunity coming up. The organization Neighbors Abroad is now accepting applications for its summer exchange program with students from Oaxaca, Mexico. This is a great opportunity to improve your Spanish, learn about the culture, and make lifelong friends. Applications are due by March 31st and can be completed at the link on the screen. Pally Cheer is holding tryouts for next year's season. There will be 2 open practices for students to learn the routines. The practices will be held on March 26th and 28th, Monday, April 15th through Friday, with official tryouts on April 19th. Prom tickets are now on sale. If you plan on going, please go to the ASB web store or Miss Giffin's office in the Tower building. Ticket sales end March 27th.
Anyone interested in applying for the 2019-2020 ASB election must fill out the application by tomorrow. The form can be found in P8 or on Schoology. Any questions should be taken to P8 or Senior Vivian Fung. The Palo Alto Teen Advisory Board and the Palo Alto Youth Council are planning a big event in Palo Alto called Palo Palooza and are calling for singers, dancers, bands, and more. Interested students should use the link to the Google form on the screen or email officialpayc@gmail.com for any questions. There are a couple of guest speakers coming to Pally tomorrow, hosted by the Future STEM Leaders and the Bring Change to Mind Club. Future STEM Leaders will be hosting Arnold Matheson from Stanford to speak about his research in microbiology and bioengineering. He will be in room P4 during lunch tomorrow. Free pizza will be available. BC2M Club will be hosting Cosmina Siobanu, who will be speaking about psychiatric medication and therapy. She will be in room 805 during lunch tomorrow. Free snack will be provided. Now, it's time for today's feature story.
This story is one that I have a lot of personal investment in. I put together this story about the Best Buddies Club. Here's more.
Pally's mission statement states to affirm the potential of every student in an environment of support and inspiration. Inclusion, or the practice of including all students, has become a popular term in education relating primarily to special needs students. In years past, these often underserved students were placed in their own classes away from the student body. In the past decade, the process known as inclusion has moved these students into regular classrooms, citing that it is better for all students. Pally practices inclusion in many ways, including citing that all students' potential will be affirmed. But one club on campus is also supporting the concept of inclusion.
Best Buddies is a club that promotes inclusion with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities with their peers.
Best Buddies International, as the name suggests, is an international organization that was founded in 1989.
There's 2,500 clubs worldwide, and I think there's clubs in every state in the United States and then in 50 different countries.
At the beginning of the year, special needs students, known as buddies, are assigned to other students or peer buddies who meet twice a month.
We meet in room 705 every other Wednesday during lunchtime.
In addition to weekly meetings, Best Buddies is also one of the few Pally clubs with activities outside of school.
So we've had movie nights, we've had bowling, there's different activities that the club comes up with together.
Anyone interested in the Best Buddies Club can get more info by emailing the club president, Emily Filter, at emilyfilter50@gmail.com. For InFocus, I'm Jason Goldie.
Thanks for that great story about Best Buddies, Jason.
Anytime, Derek. Now let's take a look at what's topping the headlines in today's News Minute.
President Donald Trump says his administration is grounding Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 planes based on new information about the crash of an Ethiopian airliner that killed 157 people. Trump said Wednesday afternoon that the 737 MAX 8 planes currently in the air would be ordered to land, and that airlines and pilots had been notified of the decision. While the cause of Sunday's crash is unknown, there have been reports from some pilots on issues with the 737 MAX 8. According to federal database accessed by CNN into complaints, there were reports of planes' nose briefly being forced down because of a problem with the jet's autopilot feature. No crashes or injuries were reported in those incidents. Another pilot also said the flight manual for the 737 MAX 8 is, quote, inadequate and almost criminally insufficient. The pilots and their airlines were not identified.
Instagram and Facebook appeared to go down Wednesday afternoon around the world. It's unclear what caused the issue, but users were having trouble accessing and logging into the social media networks. Users then headed to another popular social media network, Twitter, using the hashtag #FacebookDown. The apparent outage quickly became one of the top trending topics. A Facebook spokesperson tells USA Today that the company is aware and is working to resolve the issue.
Paul Manafort will be serving more time in prison. A federal judge in Washington ordered Manafort to serve an additional 43 months in prison on charges of conspiracy and witness tampering. Those charges are in connection to his work lobbying for politicians in Ukraine. The sentence is on top of a 47-month sentence he received in federal court in Virginia last week. In all, the former Trump campaign chairman's full sentence is for 7.5 years, although he will likely get credit for the time served. Before the sentence, Manafort apologized for what he did, saying he accepts all responsibility.
Now let's move on from the news of today to the news of the past. Looks like you'll be doing your segment from the desk today, Derek.
It's no big deal, Jason. I think I can swing it. Today in 1781, German-born English astronomer William Herschel discovered Uranus, the seventh planet from the Sun. Herschel's discovery of the new planet was the first to be made in modern times, and also the first to be made by use of a telescope, which allowed Herschel to distinguish Uranus as a planet, not a star, as previous astronomers believed. Now let's get updated on Pally Sports.
Anthony is in the studio now with the latest in Pally Sports news. How did our teams do?
Boys varsity tennis lost 3-4 against Cupertino. Meanwhile, boys varsity lacrosse swept up a win against Burlingame, ending with a score of 11-6. At 4 p.m., girls JV softball will play at home against Lynbrook, while girls varsity softball will play at Lynbrook at 4. Boys JV baseball will play at home against Homestead, while boys varsity baseball will play at Homestead. At 5:15 p.m., girls JV lacrosse will play at Wilcox, following girls varsity lacrosse at 7 p.m. Boys JV volleyball will play at home against Wilcox at 5:30 p.m., following boys varsity volleyball at 6:45 p.m. Congratulations to Pally lacrosse teams.
Congratulations to Pally's lacrosse teams.
One thing they aren't laxing in is wins, and something the rest of Pally students aren't lacking in is sunshine.
Yep, the rain is starting to slow down and the sun is starting to show its face more.
It is indeed. Let's take a quick look at weather. Right now, it is a beautiful 59 degrees.
Today's high is 62 and the low was 41 degrees.
The sunny weather continues tomorrow and Friday, with highs in the 60s and lows in the mid-40s. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.